Squabble up. Squabble up.
Well, won't you look at here? Friday, January the 9th, 2026, a special edition, Media Markets, part two. I was here this morning with MJ. It's like 1 o'clock in the morning reviewing traders. They dropped 3 episodes at 9 p.m. last night, which is crazy. But so we did that. So that was part one. This is part two. We're here Friday night, January the 9th, 2026. Yo, Happy New Year, my God, Paris Prop God. Happy New Year, my
Happy New
God.
Year, my guy. Happy New Year,
You're in
my
the
guy.
building.
I didn't know y'all were on the traders. I missed that. Traders is crazy. That joint is
Bro, trip.
I just got hip last season, so I saw what was going down. I got hip to it. My mom loves that joint now. I bang with the traders. I didn't know it came out yet.
Bro, yeah, it came out last night. It dropped 3 episodes. So you
Okay.
got some stuff you can watch tomorrow or whatever when you wake up. Or tonight. I don't know how you getting down, you know what I mean? But yeah, I mean, bro, those episodes are really good. You know how traders is, but now they got a secret trader. So like as a fan, we're kind of like, oh shit, like we
Oh
don't even
wow.
know. Yeah. So it's kind of cool. And I was asking for that previously. I was like, I want to like kind of play with the so
Uh-huh.
they stepped it up very much. And they got Porsche on there. We like
Oh,
Porsche.
okay.
Yeah. We like
Yeah,
Porsche
yeah.
here on the Media Market stream for
Last
sure.
year they had a few housewives on them, but they got them out of here early. Like all the
Oh
housewives got here early.
them
I was
housewives.
bang with that.
Yeah, for sure. So traders is certainly back. But yeah, this is part two. Right now, I mean, what we're going to talk the NFL playoffs, baby. I'm gonna put my jersey on at some point. I forgot my squad is playing tomorrow. My squad, my Carolina Panthers, my beloved below 500 Carolina Panthers, somehow 8-9 in the playoffs, going against the Rams. So we'll talk about that and
Home game.
home game, home dog, and I'll give some stats. I got some really good stats on these NFL playoff games. So we'll talk about that. Any predictions that we got? We'll preview these games Saturday and Sunday. And yeah, and I'll see if any trending topics happen today as well. We can touch on that as well. And here we are, man. Let's get a classic, bro. Let's bring it back because it's been a minute.
Let's go.
And we're back. Andy Up Consulting presents What's the Line podcast, presented here on the Media Markets live stream. I'm your guy, Media Markets, running the pick and roll with my guy, Paris Prop God. Paris, how are you feeling, my guy? Friday night.
I'm doing good. I'm a little jet lagged, a little tired, but NFL playoffs start tomorrow. We got the best teams. We got some interesting spots. I'm excited. It's the best time in football season. We got college football playoffs going on right now, so I'm just excited to get into it.
There's nothing like NFL playoffs. It's something. NBA playoffs is obviously really good too. I mean, all playoffs, right? I'm thinking of NHL as well. I know when the NHL playoffs pick up, it's just like a whole different tempo. MLB as well. So all the playoffs, but those NFL, it's one and go home. Those other sports I just mentioned is usually series. NFL is one and go home. You kind of see guys step up in certain moments. Coaches step up. Players believing in their coaches. People doing major fails, which is always pretty funny. People fucking up doing major fails. One of the first things that I think about when I think of NFL playoffs, Jim Harbaugh with the 49ers, Vernon Davis, who I went through a lot with Mike Singletary as the coach. Can't coach him. Can't have him. Can't win with him. Can't win with him. And then they were in the playoffs like a few years later with Jim Harbaugh. They ended up winning the divisional round against the Saints, I believe. And he called like a very late touchdown, broke some tackles, and went to his coach and just hugged the hell out of his coach. And I was like, this is what sports is about. This is what so that is when I think of NFL playoffs, that's what I think about.
Mm-hmm.
And another memory that I have is we're going to segue into this first game, and I'll get my jersey. Is one of the memories that I have is that double overtime game, Steve Smith versus the St. Louis Rams at the time. Mm-hmm. Steve Smith goes for the slant. Smitty takes it all the way to the house. The Panthers win, and we eventually went to the Super Bowl that year. Lost 2 Super Bowls in my lifetime. But yeah, NFL playoffs, there's nothing like it. Glad we can get that on. Any playoff memories for you before we get in? I mean, you're a Jets fan.
I haven't had much to being a Jets fan. I haven't had living far and few in between. But I do remember. I always remember The year, I guess it was 2010. I Brady was going crazy. Brady was going
Yep.
crazy that year. We had Rex Ryan, and Rex Ryan hashtag not pussy. The Jets lost on like Thanksgiving. I took my little brother there. He was 6 years age difference. So if I'm 18, he's probably 11. And we go to a Thanksgiving game. We host the Patriots. It's like 41-3 at halftime. And so we leave at halftime. We in traffic. Cameron's crying. Like it's all it's all bad. And I just driven from Philly to Jersey to the game, whatever. But in the playoffs that year, we played them again, and we beat them. Mark Sanchez went to the AFC Championship game that year. That was good. But the best time I've ever had a Jets fan, wildcard weekend. I love wildcard weekends. The wildcard weekend is the best. We played the Colts and Peyton Manning, Santana Moss, punt return touchdown, beat them like 41-9. Genie, Spank. We hashtag not pussy, but very far and few in between. But I've never seen them team go Super Bowl though, so still waiting on that. But
yeah, I mean it's fun to go to, but I mean when my team's 0-2 in the Super Bowl, and we're about to talk about my team, but no, those are good memories to have, man. This is what sports is all about, and yeah, shout out to Peyton Manning because when we talk about major fails, he had a lot of major fails in the playoffs.
yeah, for sure.
Peyton, even that Super Bowl game versus the Saints, the Tracy Porter pick six, it was like Peyton, no, not again.
Yeah,
not again, Peyton. So
even when Peyton won, he looked. I mean, those most recent one. I mean, I guess he left on top, but he was god awful in that. And then we ran it back versus the Seahawks. What was the Seahawks?
The Seahawks getting the first snap over that Peyton Manning.
It was nasty. It was nasty.
Peyton Manning. But that's what the playoffs are all about. Some guys rise up, some guys fall down. Some guys still make it happen. You think about Eli, he rose up. Even Peyton, he had a lot. Peyton had a ton of fails in the playoffs, still won 2 championships. So shout out to the Sheriff, shout out to Baby Brother as well. Eli, 2 each. And let's see what Arch is going to do. All right, let's talk some playoff football, man. Let's talk the LA Rams. The Los Angeles Rams are coming to see my Carolina Panthers. And you know what? The spread is 10.5. I see it right here. We already beat the Rams. And you know what? We're catching 10.5. What are your thoughts on this game as I go grab my jersey?
You know, I'll take it over for a little while. It definitely looks like the biggest mismatch on the board. Like, just getting eyes on it. See a double-digit spread in the playoffs at home, getting 10.5 at home against. Because mind you, the Panthers won the division, so they're honored hosting playoff game. But if you look, if you kind of look at some of the numbers a little bit, Panthers lose the last 3 of the last 4, and Rams it's kind of a David Goliath. The Rams have like a plus 172 point differential on the year, like arguably one of the best teams in the league. And now Rams coming back at full strength with Devontae Adams back. But again, this is a rematch. These teams have already played before, and where Panthers dig that W. In that same game, though, the Rams only faced like 3 or 4 third downs that game. The game was kind of crazy. It was like a pick 6, a fumble. So I obviously on paper, it's definitely a mismatch. But then, the game will be the Panthers do play different at home. They're different in Bank of America. They're feisty. The game will come down to probably Bryce Young stepping up. Bryce is hot and cold, but when he gets hot, Bryce can dive. I think Bryce has like 16 career wins and 13 have been game-winning drives. Like 13, 13 like 16 career wins have been game-winning drives in the fourth quarter. And and I know I know you'll probably touch on their coach has been very profitable in the situation. So I think if the Panthers, I think want to keep it close, probably try to run the ball early, but I foresee the Rams kind of be able to do what they want on offense. So Bryce Young having relied on him probably kind of open up a little bit. I think it probably leads to last game. I think Ted McMillan, I think he did a 40-yard touchdown pass, but I think he had like 3 or 4 targets, 2 catches. But the person who stepped up a lot was for all the cokeheads out there, Jalen Coker. Cokeheads rise up, and so I think what I was looking at, what jumped the page to me was Coker receiving yards. I think regardless of how this game plays out, you're looking for big plays. You need Coker, a number 2 receiver, to step up, obviously, like playoffs. Or if the Rams are in leading game script, the Panthers are going to come trail mode. You're going to need to throw the ball a little more. So I was kind of really looking at Jalen Coker this year. I like his lines a lot. Last I checked, I kind of coming to getting settled at the house, or whatever. But I saw Coker over 35.5 receiving yards, like at Bet 365 MGM. So I really like that a lot.
Yeah, Coker definitely steps up. He is certainly the number 2 receiver. I mean, you look at Leggett. I took Leggett's under last week. It didn't hit. He had 3 receptions, I think, but wasn't for much. Leggett doesn't seem to be the guy that they expected him to be coming out of South Carolina, first-round pick at the end of the first round, but however, still a first-round pick. I think we'll certainly decline that option. But but no, I mean, I definitely gotta, I agree with you on a Jalen Coker. Like they're probably going to be in a pass happy situation, going in a kind of trying to come from behind. This Rams team is very explosive, and so you do have some agreement for sure for me on that. I wouldn't buck you there. I will say though, maybe I need to get in my bag a little bit. You know what? But I'm just only talking the spread. I don't expect us to win tomorrow. I do not. I'm not that guy. I'm a pessimist. You can't spell pessimist without P. Listen, I'm not that guy that's going to be like, oh, we're going to go beat the Rams tomorrow. We already beat them. Sure, maybe any given Sunday, absolutely. But when we're talking about the spread, and that's what we do here at the What's the Line podcast. You guys have known us for years, talking sports betting against the spread. So we got a very good stat here from my Carolina Panthers and a lot of teams on the board this week. So I put it in the chat recently. Let me find this. So this is a hell of a stat, ladies and gentlemen. So over the last, let me see. So I'm talking right now, home underdogs in the wild card round. All right, that is a team that is catching points, like my Carolina Panthers, plus the points. They're catching 10.5. They're plus 10.5 tomorrow. So the last 36 instances where we've had home dogs in the wild card round, 72% against the spread.
Wow.
Let me see the exact number. Home dogs, last 36 games in wild card round, 26-10 against the spread. Once again, home dogs, 26-10 against the spread the last 36 games in the wild card round. So we have 4 teams on the board right now that are catching points in the wild card round. So this is a very good spot for Carolina Panthers to be in. Historically, they say this team's probably going to lose about 7 or 8 points. But they're catching 10.5, and maybe they lose by 10. But if you're catching 10.5, I mean the 10 covers. So I definitely have a strong like on the Carolina Panthers, plus the 10.5 points. We also got Dave Canales, who you mentioned, the Carolina Panthers coach, who's been tremendous as far as I look at it, right? This was not an easy job to take. Bryce Young did not look good coming into his career. I think about his first season, he looked really bad. His first game, he looked really bad. His first game with Canales, he looked really bad. But he's definitely shown some things over this time. But Dave Canales is a home underdog. He is 9-5 against the spread. That is 64.3%. So that's 14 games. He covered 9 of those. I always say the spread is like showing up to work. If I got a guy that's only showing up to work in this spot, let's look. Seattle in the same spot, home underdog. Under Mike McDonald. He's 1-6 against the spread. He's only going to show up to work 14% of the time. Mike McDonald is going to show up for work in this spot. However, I got a guy, Dave Canales, who's going to show up 65% of the time. I think I'm going to call him to come to work rather than. So that's how I look at the spread. It's very simple for me that kind of way. So you got Dave Canales, who's really good as a home underdog. We've seen him beat teams outright, like the ring did against the Rams early in the season. So you got that. So I have a like with the Panthers, 9-5 against the spread as a home dog under Canales. And the biggest stat of all, last 36 games were a home dog in the wild card round. They're 26-10 against the spread. Last season, I was on the Houston Texans in this spot versus the Chargers plus the 3. I don't know if you guys remember that one, but the Houston Texans beat the hell out of the Chargers.
Yeah.
So it's a very good spot. But what do you think about that when I talk those numbers?
Yes, I'm ready to run and place that with you right now. You got me fired up. I will say one thing about the Chargers last year. Was that not the same exact weekend they had all those wildfires going on in LA, and the Chargers and Rams were both like dealing with a lot of that stuff. So
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. It was that
yeah.
time.
I think I do remember that. And cause I definitely played the Texans +3 which
Yeah.
year we were on that one. That was a pretty easy, decisive joint. That was lit. So I
Yeah.
mean, I'm ready to place that with you. I was not privy to those numbers. I know you dropped this in the chat, but that, I mean that's you know this the sports betting shit is hard. So you guys lean to the data sometimes. The data is the data. It's like, what do you want me to do? What do you want me to? So I'm I'm ready to lean into that with you. I mean that's an insane stat.
Absolutely. So I'll be on all home underdogs this weekend in the wild card round because they're 72% against the spread the last 36 instances. It's that simple for me. So
Yeah.
everybody's catching points. I'll be on them. And, it's a good feeling. It's a good feeling because honestly, you feel like no matter what you're going to go through, they're still going to somehow come out and cover. Closing line only, people. Closing line only. So, yeah, I definitely like the Carolina Panthers tomorrow, plus the 10.5 points. But we'll catch that at the closing line. The next game that I have on the the night game, we got the Chicago Bears at home catching 2 points versus the Green Bay Packers. Green Bay Packers laying points here. I'm seeing 1.5 most places though. I see 2 a couple places.
Okay.
What do you think from a prop perspective this game and just overall your prediction?
This game is interesting to me. This is the third game these teams have played, obviously being division opponents. So there's obviously a lot of familiarity. And both these teams are coming off skids recently. I think the Packers lost like 4 in a row. I think it was aided by Jordan Love being hurt, and he'll play for this game. And Bears have now lost 2 in a row. So, but I think you guys kind of throw a lot of the in-season stats out with this game because this Packers defense is totally different without Michael Parsons. I think without them, with him off the field this year, I think they're dropped like 31st in pass rush win rate, and like a lot of the kind of key defensive metrics they're in the bottom of the league without Michael on the field.
And really quick, when you think about it, if this team was made in July or coming together early August, you think they don't have Kenny Clark and Michael Parsons.
And
right?
Michael.
So it's like that's a lot to take. Yeah.
And so I think I really give the Bears an edge in the trenches, especially on the offensive line. Like a guy like Jonah Jackson, who they got from the Rams, who was good with the Lions. He kind of was very suspect. He moved all around the offensive line with Sean McVay, who's had a great bounce back season with the Bears. Andrew Tooney has been balling this year. Darnell Wright for the Bears has been balling this year. So, I mean, I think the rush game is going to be key for the Bears. And I really like them in the trenches in that spot, what Ben Johnson's going to do with the offensive line. And I think that is, compared to where they were earlier in the year, these two teams, that is kind of the biggest differentiating factor from where they are today from where they were. It's just that Bears O-line versus the Packers defensive line, where I think it will probably prove out to be very fruitful for the Bears. I know that there's a very tight spread. I think there's some weather concerns with this game, maybe some potential, like, Chicago. There's a snowstorm, something like that. So I think the total is like 44.5. So I kind of lean towards the under. Definitely not an official play for me. If it will be, you'll definitely be first to get that, in our Discord, closing line only. But from a prop perspective, I really like DeAndre Swift this game. I know because during the year, I think Swift had a great year, and he's been much maligned just in the general NFL community, fantasy football community. I feel like people are always just kind of been down DeAndre Swift, but I think he's had a great year. In the last few games, he's really taken back over the lead back role. Him and Monungai, rookie 7th round pick from Rutgers, were splitting a lot of carries kind of during the middle of the year. But towards the end of the year, Swift is really kind of taking over that number 1 running back role. So I like him over 57.5 rushing yards this game. You get that minus 110 at 365 in MGM. It's clear this is both games versus Packers this year. And now Swift is commanding even more of the rushing percentage and rushing rush share versus Monungai earlier year. And Swift in that offensive line has been balling this year. So I don't know why they would go away from that, especially in this game.
Oh yeah, right.
I mean, especially because the Bears secondary has been a little suspect and they've been injured lately. So we want to limit possession for Jordan Love and keep the ball for Caleb and get the offense humming. So I think it's going to be a heavy rush low for DeAndre Swift. Pause. And DeAndre Swift over 57.5 rushing yards. Those are a great bet for me. I personally will be playing that as soon as we get off this. So.
Yes, I love what we're doing here. Pick and roll, man, because you're talking props, and I like that a lot.
Mm.
This is a rookie quarterback. I'm not a rookie quarterback, but a quarterback in his first time in the playoffs, Caleb Williams, versus a veteran at this point in Jordan Love, who's won a playoff game
Absolutely.
or two. I think he's won at least. I know he's won at least one. But so I think that you certainly have to run that rock. You got to run that motherfucking rock, B. Chicago, January. What are we talking about? You got to run that rock. So I expect Caleb to get his feet involved as well. I think definitely DeAndre has taken that lead back role, and it's a guy that's familiar with him, right? Ben Johnson coached him in Detroit, and I definitely think DeAndre Swift will keep the wheels moving this week. As far as the spread, once again, I'm going to keep saying this throughout this podcast here. Home dogs, 26-10 against the spread the last 36 games in the wild card round. That's it. That's all. I'm catching points here with the Chicago team versus division opponent at home. I'll take it as well. And then I already gave you guys that point, right? 72% against the spread, home dogs last 36 instances in the wild card round. Now though, Matt LaFleur, that's the Packers head coach, as a road favorite, he's 11-18 against the spread, 37.9%. Now he's laying points on the road in Chicago versus a rival, and Ben Johnson is a trick player too. He reminds me of McDaniels from that instance. When they need it most, but kind of maybe when you're not expecting it the least. You know what I mean? Kind of like he's one of those people. So I can't wait to bet the Bears tomorrow. My guy Caleb Williams, salute. This family once removed type of thing. So I can't wait to bet the Bears tomorrow. But yes, Green Bay under Matt LaFleur or head coach, is it Matt LaFleur?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Matt LaFleur. Head coach Matt LaFleur, Green Bay Packers, 11-18 against the spread as a road favorite, 37.9%. Home dogs in the wild card round, 26-10 against the spread, last 36 instances. Bears plus the points, baby.
Sure.
I can't wait to bet that. Hometown kid.
I'm excited for that one. I cannot wait for that one. That should be a great game.
Yeah, for sure. They always put that the shit game 4:30. I'm like, all right, cool. But that night game is definitely lit. All right, listen. It depends where you get this one. Buffalo Bills are at the Jacksonville Jaguars. I'm seeing, shout out Guy Rome, I am seeing at the sharpest book in the world, right? That's what we say about bookmaker, offshore book. Buffalo Bills -1 at the Jacksonville Jaguars. Jacksonville Jaguars catching 1 point. I just gave out a stat. But the Jaguars are catching a point here. The sharpest book in the world versus the Buffalo Bills. We know Josh Allen trying to get that monkey off his back. What are you thinking about this one? Props, sides, let me know.
I think this one perfectly leans into the theme of this pod. Bump everything, bump how you feel, remove your own personal bias and trust the data. Because when you prior to even seeing the launch of this game, if you just think about these two teams in the vacuum, I'm thinking that Jacksonville's laying 1.5. And but the public is Josh Allen, the MVP, one of the greatest quarterbacks of the era. He has to get the monkey off his back. He's the best player in the league, and now he's -1. I mean that I call cap. I'm saying that's cap. I'll be playing right with Jax with you. This is the highest total on the playoff slate this weekend. I think it's like 51.5. But this definitely is like leaning into more of the public view, the narrative game for Josh Allen. I mean, if you told Josh Allen before the season started, I give you a playoffs with no Lamar, no Pat, no Joey B, and you had to play T-Law and Bo Nix to get to the shit. I mean, he signs that up. He signs up for that 100 times.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, and no one's gonna give a damn about the circumstance. Oh, like no, if you oh, Pat wasn't in the playoffs, or Lamar wasn't there. He was like, oh, you weren't champion. I don't give a fuck. So I mean, this is literally narrative legacy game playoffs for Josh Allen. But unfortunately, I don't think the Bills team is on par with Josh Allen this year. I think their rush defense is incredibly suspect, 31st in the league. So I think they're a run funnel. They've been running on all year. They've been crap away from home all year. And now, and on offense, I think they're super limited, especially in the receiving options. Like Khalil Shakir is cool, Kincaid is cool, but more often than not, it's going to come down to just Josh Allen putting on a Superman cape. I know he's a little banged up coming to his game. And the NFL is obviously rushing king this year. James Cook, who led the year rushing, shout out to him, got paid. Shout out to James Cook. But on the same token, I think the Jags, at least they've gone crazy hot the last 2 months, Trevor Lawrence and Jags. But if you look at their opponents, it is a little cause for concern. Because I think when I was right before I hopped on, I was looking at their opponents in the last 7 games. It's like Geno Smith, Davis Mills, Herbert with a banged up off Chargers O-line, Brissett, Daniel Jones when he broke his leg, Bo Nix, Philip Rivers, and Cam Ward twice. So it's like I don't know what to make of that either. So remove my bias, lean to the data, and I'm probably rocking with the Jags on that one. As far as the props, I don't have nothing really stuck out too much to me. I did look at a couple of things, but the prices weren't really matching where I was willing to pull the trigger, which always is an important thing because you can have a strong feel about a bet all you want, but if the prices don't kind of align, you gotta just kind of always kind of gauge that and see what price you want to pull the trigger at. But I was looking at a lot of ETN rushing props just because of what I mentioned before. The Bills have just been a sieve on rush defense all year, so I think ETN. They'll have a lot of opportunities to go off. And I do like Trevor Lawrence over 1.5 passing touchdowns, but again, the price didn't really align. So, but I'll be excited to watch this game and decide just for the narrative purposes, for sure. But didn't pull the trigger on anything props or size yet, though.
Yeah, there's a lot to this game for me, and I'm going to be very frank about it. All right, you said it, Josh Allen, this team. Josh Allen is a Maserati, right? But his surrounding areas is the around the way parking lot, right? Like with the security like blue and red, but nobody's there type of shit. So, we have that, right? And then you also have a Jaguars deep. I don't think the Jaguars care about the history or what they can or cannot do, or who cares about what they think about them. It's the number 1 defense in the league. And then also when you talk about from a prop perspective, one of the things that I'm looking at that just hit me is James Cook. I'm seeing 83.5 under. This is a Jaguars team that's not allowed a single rusher to 75 plus yards all season. And then you got the fact that I'm telling you that home dogs in the wild card round are extremely profitable, 72% against the spread in the last 36 instances. I assume that the Jaguars will take a lead here, and this Bills team will have to play from behind. There's no running when you're playing from behind. Maybe for the quarterback, but I don't see it for this running back. So I certainly lean under 83.5. That's the highest number I see. Some of the sharper books, I'm seeing 78, 79.5. So I would certainly lean under 83.5 for James Cook rushing yards. But as far as the sides go, at 12:55 p.m., 5 minutes before this game starts, if the Jaguars are catching that point or 1.5, I'm going to be betting the Jacksonville Jaguars. It's that simple. I'm going to be on each and every home dog this week in the wild card round because they're 72% against the spread in this instances, the last 36 instances. So I hope I made that myself pretty clear there. Those are the things that I'm definitely looking at. But something's got to give because James Cook has led the league in rushing yards, had 11 games with 75 plus rushing yards. But usually what I see is when you got a great offense that goes against a great defense, specifically in the playoffs, the great defenses usually prevail. So I got to definitely lean with the Jaguars here. But they might be laying, might be a pick 'em at game time. I don't want to pick them. But if they're laying points, I don't want them. But if they're catching points, I'll certainly be on the Jacksonville Jaguars. And, make some magic happen. It's a team that's stiff in Buffalo. All the pressure's on them.
All the pressure's on Buffalo. All the pressure's on Buffalo McDermott. I mean, Liam Cohen, they're straight free rolling, and then
Free rolling.
this free roll,
We're
David.
our first round pick.
Yeah, let's just hoop, and then you got Liam Cohen, added incentive like, yo, both the material, home underdogs. We've been balling this year. Like, how dare they? I mean, and this is the Trevor Lawrence people have prophesized about that say, yo, this is a second coming. And in the second half of the season, I mean, man, he's been money, he's been onions. So I mean, I really like Jacksonville in the spot, and that's a great call on James Cook. I didn't my eyes didn't even get there yet, and that's awesome because I've been playing that all year. Jacksonville opponents rushing yards under, and they nasty on the front seven, and that's what they do. I love that.
And I love that you're with me there. So we're gonna find out best number available. We gotta get that under. But how about this? This one from Rome. Remember Rome always. How about this one? We always seen traditionally the New England Patriots who ran the AFC East for pretty much 2 decades.
Yeah.
We will always see them play the Miami Dolphins in December and always take a weird little loss, right? Mm-hmm. Playing from up north in the cold and it's so cold and freezing to going in the winter, playing down south in the Florida weather. And if that weather is hot, that's something to look at as well. I mean, it might be raining. Who the hell knows? But if that weather is hot, those guys will get tired and dehydrate in that second half. Mm-hmm. Breather, like taking those breathers, needing an extra cool down. So that's something to look for as well. But yes, Jacksonville Jaguars. I think they're gonna make some noise here this weekend. I'm so excited for this weekend,
bro. I cannot wait. Let's get it.
I'm so glad you hit me, bro, because we definitely need to talk out these games. All right, that's it for Jacksonville Buffalo. What about 4:30 games Sunday? We got the 49ers versus the Eagles. Philly laying 6 at home. San Francisco catching the 6 points. I don't really have too much for this one. I'll be honest. What do you think about this game?
This one, we're lock and step. We're hand in hand. I didn't have too much for this one either. Because the number has moved. Because I feel like when I first saw this number, I think it was like 4.5. Yeah. And now it's moved all the way to 6, which obviously makes me more inclined to take the Niners. But I thought at 4, I'm thinking it's Eagles all the way. But now you're crossing some key numbers getting to 6.
Right.
So I mean that's just a lot of points. But I've seen every indicator I've had on this game so far screams Eagles to me. 49ers without Trent Williams, they're not the same team. Historically, it's been tried and true. In the past few years, without Trent Williams, it's a totally different offense. And you saw that last week, even in the game they were trying to win. All the stars played at Seattle. They only scored 3 points. I mean, it's a totally different offense without Trent Williams. Vic Fangio has had so much success against Kyle Shanahan's offensive teams. Holding, I think the last 6 games, holding all the 20 points per game. Eagles should be rested. 49ers defense, God bless them. I know I was big on Shannon for Coach of the Year just because of what they've been doing with patchwork their squad to get them to this place because they've had just so many injuries and they lost a couple of more linebackers last week and the safety Bouthane, I think is his name. Obviously Bosa's been down, Fred Warner's down. I just have so many injuries. It's hard to keep up. Now you're stepping up in talent competition, going across the country to play in Philly, and these teams do have history with each other, so. There's no. I think last time they played in Philly, 2 times ago, that was a game Brock Purdy got hurt.
Yeah.
They were complaining about it. But then the 49ers came back, blackout game. Debo, Trent Williams got that win in Philly. I even heard Brandon Graham talking about this on the podcast yesterday. So the Eagles are not sleeping on this game at all. They'll be ready. They're rested. They're healthy. Jalen Carter's back. Lane Johnson's back. I mean, they're all the guys. All the dogs are ready. So I have full faith in the Eagles actually making a run as well. So I don't have too much for the sides of this game. The only thing I was kind of looking at was maybe Brock Purdy pass attempts because just the run game is completely shelled off as what I'm envisioning without Trent Williams versus the Eagles' defensive line. And with all the injuries the Niners have had, especially in the back end, their secondary, I see a big AJ game. they get a couple scores. Jalen Hurts doesn't throw the ball in the middle a lot, but he will attack down the sideline, down the field. And I see the Eagles kind of win this game pretty handily, honestly.
Yeah, I don't have anything for this game. I will say though, Eagles 60% against the spread is a home favorite under head coach Nick Sirianni. 23-15-2 is the number. But yeah, I think it's gonna be a physical game, one that I'm not gonna touch. Popcorn game for me for certain.
What is the total for this game? It was like 45 and a half.
Also, Trent Williams, I did see he practiced today. I saw that earlier.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So
that matters. Yeah, that's one of the non-quarterback injuries that does matter.
Yeah, absolutely. I did see he practice. I think I reposted it. So, and it was not AI. I did check it to see if it was AI. You know me, baby. You know me. Gotta check that link, baby. Gotta confirm. The total I'm seeing 44. 44
okay.
and a half.
I do lean over on the total. I do lean over on the total for that game.
All right, we got 2 more games to go. Chargers catching 3 points versus the Patriots. Patriots laying 3.5 points. Drake May never started a playoff game, or hasn't yet, but I don't really have too much for this one either. I mean, what are you thinking about this? Chargers catching 3 points, 3.5. Harbaugh, and I could get Harbaugh in the playoffs. I'll look that up while you're talking.
Yeah, I didn't have too much for this game. Nothing jumped off. I did look at. I'm just thinking about the game script. And I think if I was gonna pick any receiver this game, I'd probably look at Lab McConkey over. Maybe receptions. I think QJ would probably get the Christian Gonzalez matchup. I don't think the Chargers have so many injuries right now. Kind of a lot of situation with the Niners. Coming into the year is crazy. You think the Chargers are probably the top 3 offensive line in the league with Slater and Joe Alt. Both of them are going down to season-ending injuries. Mm-hmm. It's hard to keep up. So I saw Hampton was practicing today, but he's coming to the game banged up. Harbaugh's definitely going to try to run the ball, establish it. Harbaugh stuff. Really establish it. But Patriots are getting Milton Williams back. Don't love, first playoff game, laying it. So that's not where I'm at. But I do lean Patriots. I think the Patriots have a better team. I think Chargers kind of just too many injuries. But so I think it's actually I lean towards the under on the total. I love the Chargers defense. I love the Chargers defense a lot. I think they'll show up versus quarterback making his first playoff appearance. And the Patriots kind of have a limited offensive weapons as well. So I see him kind of Vrabel. He probably leans to the run game as well. I think it's more of a muck it up game, but I do think the Patriots probably pull us out. I just don't think the Chargers have enough, especially with their offensive line the way it is right now. But I think the defense probably on both squads probably show up. So I do lean under. Haven't looked at it yet, so I do apologize for that. But want to get eyes on Ladd. I think Ladd in the Wildcat game last year versus the Texans, only we're just referencing. While they lost that game, they were a big comeback game, script mode. I think Ladd was like 197, 2 touchdowns that game. So I do lead Ladd over on maybe his yards, receptions. Haven't got there yet personally, but don't have too much for this game. Kind of a popcorn game for me. Wasn't really where my eyes were at.
Yeah, I lean with the Patriots just because if you're talking about against the spread, and I got to pick Harbaugh or Vrabel, I'm picking Vrabel. It just is what it is at this point. I got enough data to tell me that. Vrabel was incredible against the spread this season. I'm so upset that I was not on him more. But maybe he becomes my new bestie in the testy, and I got to just play him every week. But I hate to be late to the party, which I feel like I was with the Lions this year. Well, I didn't lose too much. I think I broke even with the Lions, like 3-3. But yeah, I lean with the Patriots, but rookie quarterback, so I won't be betting them there. And Harbaugh 3-5-1 against the spread in the playoffs, so not his best time. We know he lost the Super Bowl to his brother Seahawks games.
As a Jets fan, like this is so much pain because you go through 2 decades of Tom Brady, right?
Yeah.
Now we got Josh Allen, MVP, like best player in the league, MVP, Tom Brady, whatever. Patriots fall off for like 3 years, whatever. Come back, get a new quarterback who now has the shortest odds to be MVP with Matt Stafford, one or two shortest odds MVP, and now they're back on top. And the whole time, the Jets have not got one quarterback. How is that possible? How are they falling off and right back, and we're still here? This shit is crazy. Like, yo, there's a Curb Enthusiasm episode with Larry David.
Yes, it is.
Jets killed Carl, and I feel like Carl right now. How is this happening? How is this possible? So it pains me, to lean with the Patriots, but it is what it is, man.
The Jets did kill Carl. I certainly remember that episode. I'm a big Larry David fan. Shout out to the guy Larry David, man. But yeah, I don't. No, I'm not betting that game. Not on the line. But the last game that we have, the second Monday night football game that we have in the playoffs, the Houston Texans, who we referenced from last year, are laying points at the Pittsburgh Steelers. Total of 38. I'm seeing Houston laying 3 points. I'm going to
38.
Listen, yeah, it's a 38 and a half, bro. It's a way low total. Yo, this game goes on at 8:15 on Monday, January the 12th. 10 p.m. I am going to just hit a few buttons at the Steelers plus the points and just close my eyes and hold my nose because I hate betting on this Steelers team. However, there's a couple of spots that I was with them with this season, and they covered despite the way they play. I know they get DK Metcalf back. I mean, the biggest reason why I'm doing it is the same reason I've been saying all podcasts. Home dogs are 26-10 against the spread the last 36 games in the wild card round. 72%. You have to jump on the home dogs. If you're betting a favorite on the road in the wild card round, you got to have hella ammunition. You must really know something. And I'm not saying all of these are going to cover. But I just think that either they're going to break even or the majority of them are going to cover. So you got 4 games in this instance, home dogs in a wild card round. Pittsburgh Steelers are the last one Monday night, and I'll be catching the 3 points with them. Other than that, I don't love this team, but I do got Aaron Rodgers, playoff veteran, and C.J. Stroud doesn't scare. That defense scares me, but C.J. Stroud does not. But yeah, what are your thoughts on this game, the total, and any props?
Shout out to NFL for Monday night, Saturday to Monday. They're really gangster.
That's fuck.
But
Charles Barkley, what you got to say, Chuck?
Say something, Chuck. So 38 and a half. That means Pittsburgh's team total, doing some quick math, probably like 17 and a half, 18 and a half, and Houston's team total like 20 and a half. So they really saved the best for last. I mean, I think Houston's always the worst playoff game every weekend. Houston, individually, these like the Steelers always have the worst playoff game every year. And Houston's always the worst playoff game every year. And it's so fitting that they're playing each other. So I don't have too much. My initial concern, I know we lean to the data. My initial concern with the Steelers was just like, last year was their playoffs. And like that being such a roller coaster game last weekend with the Ravens, where they were the last game of the end of the season, so they have a rest disadvantage, obviously. But playing on Monday probably helps, and at home probably helps. And but the reason why I will piggyback with you, and I will rock with the Steelers with you, is that I know, and I apologize for not being as prepared as I should have been, but there are numbers and data that play over the course of time about dome teams playing against the spread and outside weather in the playoffs. And so Houston is obviously a dome team. We're going on the road as favorites in the playoffs. I'm not laying it for shit show. I'm not laying it. That I'm never going to get there. So I probably will rock with you in the Steelers on that one. Shout out to the Steelers for Kenny Gainwell, Jalen Warren, the only duo in the league this year that both running backs over 1,000 yards all. Total yards, all-purpose yards. So shout out to Jalen Warren, Kenny Gainwell. I think the Steelers' offense has shifted a lot. So two sides I was looking here as far as props goes was I know DK Metcalf has come back, and this kind of more was a market value thing. Shout out to our boy B.F. Keezy. He was big into value. DK Metcalf receiving yards kind of all over. I saw under 56 and a half at DraftKings -110. But other shops are putting him on 52, posting 52 and a half, taking about 5 yards of value right now. DraftKings under 56 and a half. And, Lassiter and didn't play last week. We should be back for this game. And Stingley are both, all-pro caliber. defensive backs. So I think that they focus heavily on DK Metcalf, regardless of what side of the field he goes to. He got a very tough matchup. So I do like DK's under receiving yards. But on the inverse of that, and kind of correlated, I do like Kenny Gainwell over receptions. Got a lot with Aaron Rodgers, especially the second half of the season, and it kind of plays in the factor he doesn't want to get hit. That's not what he's going to do. Like I'm not. If you can't make me, I'm not going to do it. So and that's very conducive to and then Will Anderson, Danielle Hunter, they're coming. They're coming. So they're coming hard at the edge, and I think it's very conducive to short checkdowns, swing passes, pop passes to Kenny Gainwell. The ones that we fancy PPR bros love. I know you were balling with Gainwell this year. So I love Gainwell over receptions and do lead to DK Metcalf under receiving yards.
All right, there we go. That's a prop guy, and that's the NFL for us. I mean, we just gave out a lot of great information. Listen, it starts tomorrow. I got my jersey on. Shit, it's like in 16 hours. Like, shit. All right, okay, 16 to 18 hours. But yes, that's the NFL for us. What's the Line podcast? So we'll close.
Before we get out of here, I have one question for you.
Yeah, we're not done yet, though.
Okay.
We're done NFL.
Well, NFL question.
Okay, cool.
If you had a Super Bowl matchup right now, who are you picking? Okay, I was looking. I saw BF Keezy while I was kind of traveling en route. He posted one, and it was Houston. It was Texans versus Rams Super Bowl, and that was like plus 2,000. If you had a pick right now, who are you going right now Super Bowl matchup?
Who are the teams that got the bye? Broncos and the Seahawks.
Broncos Seahawks. That's a chalk right now, just because of strength they have the bye and they play at the home.
Oh yeah, but I'm not picking them. No, that's not. I wouldn't pick them to.
Yeah.
Broncos, Mile High, Seattle.
They do.
I would take the Rams. I'm taking the Rams as well, especially since Seattle doesn't play that well at home. We mentioned it on the podcast here. So I'll take the Rams. And then, you talk about Chicago, Green Bay banged up, Chicago, rookies, rookie coach, young quarterback. And then the AFC is a little tougher.
AFC is wide open, yeah.
Because I can't take Denver, bro. I can't take Denver. You know what? Give me the Pats.
Okay.
I'll go Patriot. I'll go coaching right there. That's strictly Vrabel. He ain't in Tennessee no more. He got good. I'll go Patriots, and I'll go Rams. I might have to play that. I mean, we've seen that Super Bowl a few times, right?
We've seen that before. We've already
seen that Super Bowl.
That's plus 1750 right now on FanDuel. I mean, obviously, I know you'll shop for that. But right now, I see on FanDuel plus 1750 right now.
All right, I'm gonna play it, baby. Yeah, this is what I like. I like that. Let's all play these, man. We gotta see what we can get.
So I was looking at that as well. I saw Pats Rams plus 1750. I have three written down right here. I have Pats Rams plus 1750, Patriots Packers at plus 4,500. That was the longest one on the board.
Yeah.
And then I saw Bills Eagles at plus 8,000. I was like, wow.
Yeah. They don't believe in the Bills.
Yeah, they don't believe in the
Eagles. They don't believe in the Bills
because they play every game on the road, and every game on the road, and instead of playing 2 games to get the Super Bowl, they play 3 games. So I saw that. I like the Eagles or the Rams coming out of the NFC. I'm not going to chalk, even though the chalk is a little bit contrarian because no one believes in Seattle, Denver. So the chalk is a little bit contrarian. So I don't hate it just off that respect. And they're playing one less game, and both the defenses are legit. Both the defenses are super legit, but I just can't back Sam or Bo Nix. I mean, I just don't have zero faith in them as right now. So those 3 are the ones by the board: the Texans Patriots 1850 right here, Patriots Packers plus 4,500, and Bills Eagles at 8,000. So that you said one of the 3 I already written down. It was interesting right there.
That's very good value. That's good stuff there, man. I like talking that because at this point, I mean, we got the playoff team, so let's do it. Let's do it. So I'm gonna play that for sure. All right, let's go. Get out of here. We had Anthony Davis, another injury. It looks like he will not even be able to be traded before the deadline as he was being shopped by this Dallas team. But he's unlikely to be traded. It's all sports news reporting. Anthony Davis unlikely to be traded at the deadline after significant hand injury. What are your thoughts? Another injury for AD.
The deadline is February 5th.
Yep.
That's unfortunate. I'm not sure who was in the market for Anthony Davis. I mean, he's a hell of a player, one of the best ever. But I mean, he's unfortunate how you won't call a player injury prone, but he's a shit more injuries than the average Bear. I mean, he seems very brittle. I wasn't. This is the first time I'm hearing about the injury, so I don't even know what kind of injury it is. Is it like what was it? Something super significant?
It says the significant hand injury.
So it probably requires some level of surgery, something like that. That's unfortunate. I mean, that's a whack. I definitely unfortunate hearing that. But yeah, I guess he's not able to be traded now. No one's gonna want that. Yeah, that's nasty work.
I mean, I think it just comes down to. I mean, Nico made a move. Like, if you really ownership, you're supposed to step in and stop him. Like, no, we're not getting rid of Luka. But I mean, Anthony Davis, while healthy, is really fucking good.
He's one of the best ever.
He had a double-double last night. As I was going through the scores here on the Media Market stream, it's January the 9th, 2026. Appreciate you all for listening and tuning in. But, yeah, I mean, I went through his stats like he had a double-double, right? And he leaves the game with a hand injury. He may not be able to get traded, but he's really good. But I just feel like he can't play a full season. You have to, and he's not on a playoff caliber team right now. And it's just, there's no Kyrie. I still think that this team has potential. I don't think they should just throw in the towel yet, Dallas, because it's like, yo, bro, this time next year, maybe everyone's healthy. And if everyone's healthy on that Dallas Mavericks team, they certainly have a chance, right? So, but he is injury prone. I don't think it's a leap to say that out there. Anthony Davis, even in the championship season, he was banged up. He'll go down. He'll look like he's hurt. It is what it is. This is who he is. The player that you traded for as an organization. Don't blame one person, because I know one person did not just say, "Oh, fuck it, I'm gonna take it." No, other people agreed. Other people that are still in that building. You got your scapegoat out. It is what it is. You got the number one pick. But, Anthony Davis, you probably want to keep him anyway, because what are you going to get for him, when people know that he's always banged up? Like, yo, if you can have him in May and April and possibly May or June with Cooper Flag and a healthy Kyrie Irving, Isaiah likely, possibly back, you'll make some noise. And Nico, you know what I mean? It is what it is. So keep him, get him healthy.
He needs a bubble.
You got to manage him too. Yeah. He can't play the full season.
And what could you or would anyone even offer the trade value that would make you want to pull the trigger? I mean, obviously it's like diminishing returns. Yeah. So there's nothing that would even make it right. You feel that you're actually getting back for a player of AD's caliber. So I mean, might as well just let him heal on company time. Get him back healthy. Get the whole squad healthy.
Yes.
Next year, Cats will be a year older, and the windows are small. But I mean, I think that's the only path forward right now versus trading him for a bag of balls. I mean, you're not gonna do that as Anthony Davis. So, I mean, and mind you, it's not just Anthony Davis. Like, this is who you give a Luka for. So you're still in the prism of Luka. So you can't just trade for anything, and obviously, and no one's and now with injury, you're not gonna get anything in the offseason. Probably. It could be a year older. So you gotta just hope he gets healthy and build a squad that can compete. So
right. If I tell you got a few mid-level players in April of 2027, or you have a healthy AD in April of 2027 with a healthy Kyrie Irving and a healthy Cooper Flag, what's your highest ceiling? Exactly. It's with Anthony Davis, the one that, one of the guys that has a ring there, and you got Cooper Flag to help out defense. I just think that he has to be managed. You can't play Anthony Davis like he's not even a superstar guy there. Cooper Flag is. Manage him, do him right. Listen, guys only getting older, so let's not play him as much in October through January. Like, let's start getting him ready after All-Star week, after All-Star break. Manage him there, place him here, no back to back. The recipe has been shown, right? I mean, you can take, I know that they don't want teams like tanking or anything like that, but Greg Popovich showed like guys get older, guys change their diets. He's still healthy. Like he's still like he's not like he's out of shape. He's still that guy. It's just like you have to manage his health, and it can be done. It's been done.
Yeah.
It's been done. It can be done. So I think Anthony Davis, he'll be just all right. You had no chance of winning this year. Get a good pick. Let Cooper develop, and let's see these guys be healthy together. Fuck all that other shit, man. So.
That's whack though. I wasn't hip to that. That's unfortunate. Yeah. Ben's a GD, but he does seem a little extra brittle, but that's unfortunate.
For sure. But let's stay in the NBA and Ja Morant. Ja Morant, the Grizzlies are open to trading him now. They talked about that. And he was drafted 2019 second overall pick. We know he had an MVP. He won MVP? Did he win?
No. No.
He got mad close, right? Of course, he did not win. So it's been only fours. But at one point, he was on track to win MVP. He was looking like that guy. He was having a really great year.
We're not scared of nobody in the West.
We're not scared of nobody in the West. All of that. Number one seed in the West, I believe he was. But, it's falling from grace, sort of, right? Like, I remember a few years ago, I was on a company call with this guy who was from South Carolina and living in Memphis, and he was like, yo, like Ja Morant's our guy, et cetera, et cetera. And now looking like they kind of want him out the door. He's been through a lot with the guns and all of that controversy. But do you think he can still be who he was supposed to be?
I think he definitely needs, I think, a fresh start would help everyone involved in the situation. And, Ja, I always have my concerns. Obviously, I'm not a aficionado. I wouldn't pretend I am, but I do love NBA. I do follow hoop very closely my whole life, whatever. And people of Ja's like body type don't never seem to last long. I mean, he's like aside from Allen Iverson, might be the best athlete we've ever seen. But to jump that high, because his game is really built on speed and athletic ability. Yeah. He never really weighed that much, and he's constantly always had like little knickknacks, injuries, that he always bounce back. I mean, I think he's definitely a productive player in the league for sure, no questions. But I think that the time is kind of just soured in Memphis. I need a lot of off the court stuff. In a vacuum, nothing was that serious. But because of his persona, superstardom, his rise, it kind of got blown out of proportion. And so he's kind of had always kind of a back and forth with the media in the league. But this year, on court, his play has been whack. I mean, his shooting, he's shooting awful this year. He's shooting like sub 20% from three, and it feels like a confidence thing. I think they've been like 2 or 3 coaches now through Ja's tenure in the last. Like he's been there 5-6 years now. They're 2-3 coaches now. So I don't know what direction they're going in. I'm assuming they want to build around Jaren Jackson, and even just saying that in my mouth right now doesn't seem too feasible. So I'm not sure what Memphis is going for, but it seems like the time is kind of running to an end. It seems like it's been inevitable for a little while now. Ja probably needs a fresh start somewhere. Memphis needs to just turn the page on their franchise and see what tomorrow looks like. And I hope to see Ja do well. I think he's definitely a productive player. I'm not sure where his stats are this year. I know he's shooting at a career low across the board. But I think he could be a productive player and could be conducive to winning. Sometimes you gotta move on. It's like that joint you keep going back to. Like, yeah, you love each other, but we're probably better off. Like, the grass probably might be greener. So.
Yeah, I mean, my thoughts are all over the place. I think I have 3 really, really concrete thoughts. Certainly, Phil Memphis. They're like, yo, what are we doing here? Like, this is an investment that's not very, that was doing great, and the ROI is just declining, right? Talking about his shooting, he is averaging Ja Morant, who we're talking about. He's averaging 19 points per game this season, but the shooting is very down. He gets a lot of shots. He is the number 1 option. So that's my first thought, right? I solely understand where Memphis is coming from and trying to move it. My second thought is, if I was Ja Morant, I would do anything I could to stay in Memphis, Tennessee, because I am the number one player there. I've already built some sort of legacy. Things go sour in careers for a couple years or so. Kobe Bryant, right? He had a couple years where they were talking about, oh, is he going to move on? Chicago, possibly. And it didn't happen. He stayed in one place. So things can go wrong, but you could turn things around. This guy has a lot of basketball left. He doesn't really have anyone. You traded away Bane. Let's not forget that Bane was very. And I'm not saying that they would have made the playoffs, but I definitely think they would have been more competitive if Bane was still on his team. Traded him for KCP, who I said openly, KCP is certainly much more of a negative than he is on a positive on a basketball team at this point of his career. Two-time NBA champion, not taking that away from him, but it is 2026. So if I'm Ja Morant, I'm listen, you guys, I'm sorry. Pops could sit in the suite, okay? He can sit in the suite. We can get this together. I still want to be the number one guy here. I still want to get paid, right? We turn this around. We bring in another guy, possibly. We do some things from a GM's perspective, right? Because I think it's easy to just throw away Ja Morant. So we're going to rebuild. But, I mean, Jaren Jackson Jr., like, he doesn't wow me. I mean, he's all right. He fouls a lot. He's all right.
Not a needle mover.
He's not the guy. You traded away Bane. Who do you get? You traded away Brooks. Who do you have then?
Right there. You know, that's when they lost their identity.
Dillon Brooks.
As quiet as it kept, when they lost Dillon Brooks, you know, that team was fun. That team was young. They were chomping at the
face. Yeah.
They had a DNA. They had a personality. They had a core identity. When they lost Dillon Brooks, and obviously, don't get me wrong, I don't want to be a person in the moment. In real time, I didn't think that was a factor at all. But the further we get away from there and that team is when you start seeing the cracks in the armor.
Yeah.
I mean, and Dillon Brooks, I mean, he's proven to be a better player than I thought, and seemed the glue guy. And I love Bane on that team. So I hated that trade for them. I know they got a lot of picks, picks for it, whatever. But I think picks sometimes be overvalued. But
Sure.
I love that core, and that's when it had to go. And you know, sometimes I get into some dynamics when the son started making more bread than the father. Then the relationship gets kind of skewed. Are we father to son? Are we brother to brother? Are we best friends? So I think Memphis doesn't need to address that. Maybe T, you can still come in, sip in the box. Let's keep this about basketball radio. Let's get back to hoop, because that's when they were rocking. When it was about basketball, they were taking the Warriors out. They was talking their shit. Ja was doing this thing with Taylor Brooks, calling people out, taking numbers, taking names, and they were coming, they were rising. And it seems like Ja's also not been available all the time.
Yeah.
So, but I think getting your point. I don't think I would. If I was Memphis, I'm not in a rush to trade Ja. Right. I'm not actively. I'm not giving away for peanuts. I'm not mad at them for listening for offers for Ja. But again, talent like Ja's a talent. Don't get me wrong. Ja's a talent, and you don't just grow this kind of cats on trees, like or in the draft. Ja's just come around all the time. So if the relationship can be salvaged, that's priority number one. That's option one. Is keeping Ja here, see where we can go and even get back to basketball, fixing the on-court issues. Obviously, if it can't be, if Ja wants out, that's a different story. So
yeah. No, so I would definitely be, wanting to stay there, like figure things out from a basketball perspective. They certainly lost their identity. I love guys like Dillon Brooks and Draymond Green. I do, because everybody's not going to give that, and you gotta bully some teams. You gotta bully a guy on the team. You gotta mentally throw people off. It is what it is. But my last thought of the Ja Morant is Miami. I mean, they would get him right? I mean, This is a guy that's averaging 19. I certainly think his averages will go down, right? This is a guy that's averaging 12.6 now, but an efficient 12.6. and putting himself in a different position, or 13, 13.5. But Miami, they've been good with talent like this. I'm even thinking about like a Dion Waiters, who was about to be out the league, right? At one point, he goes to Miami, bets down on himself, champion cheese. Shout out my guy, Philly Bull, Dion Waiters. But I think that Miami will possibly be a good. And Miami's been playing very well this season. They've shocked me. They've shocked me. I always know they're going to be around. They've shocked me this season with Norman Powell, Bam Adebayo, all those guys. But can Ja Morant, because I feel like the Miami's the type of team that he won't come in and just be like, "Oh, I'm Ja Morant." I got like, no. Mm-hmm. You're gonna heat culture. You're gonna know what it is. Your father's not gonna be down. You know what I mean? And that might be the best thing for him long term.
The Heat are different orgs than Memphis. I mean, he's the biggest thing ever in Memphis. And we got such a D Wade outside. Bron's been here. We got championships. We hanging banners here. I think does Josh, he still has a shoe deal, right?
Yeah, with Nike, I believe.
Still a shoe deal. I mean, so Josh still a name. He's still a superstar talent. I've not thought about that, but I would love that for Ja personally. If it's not in Memphis, I would love that for a team like the Heat. You get kind of more fit in, and didn't have to be that guy, because Pat Riley and Spoelstra were kind of running a different type of ship down there, and the Heat are just a different type of organization than the Grizzlies. I mean, it's nothing.
And then this time next year, suddenly Ja's coming out averaging 25 again with 9.5 assists with the Miami Heat, and you're like, oh, they got Ja Morant back together. So there's a lot of different variables that can go this way, but everybody's not the Miami Heat. So I do want, if he is going to get traded, I do want to see to get him traded to a disciplined team. I don't want to see his dad everywhere. I'm sorry, I don't want to see him go running up the fans like on TikTok and stuff. It's like let's be professionals, play fucking basketball, let's win games. Like, let's be the best at what we do, not just another, you know what I mean, another seed in the West. So it can go a lot of ways, but probably the best might be for Ja, Miami.
Yeah, man,
Pat Riley pull it off, my guys.
You just cooked it up.
Yeah. The clips. I think that's all I got, my guy. Drew, Prop God Paris pulled up. I think I might have one more thing. I used to just go through my story at this point. Oh, all right. Legendary rap group Salt and Pepper. They had a copyright lawsuit against UMG, Universal Music Group, for them not have their masters and not being able to make money off of that. That lawsuit has been dismissed by a federal judge after the judge claimed that they never had the copyright to their masters to begin with. I mean, what do you think about this from legends like Salt and Pepper? And we've heard this from other instances as well, and just the music industry and all these stories that we continue to hear even 40 years later.
It was one thing you hear about the music industry, the entertainment industry in general. It's just grimy. And especially when we were in this knowledge-rich resource era that we are now. And now everyone knows it's imperative to get your masters, the ownership. That is it's kind of super pushed down to us. But back in the day, I'm saying back in the day, I'm 33 and I was born in '92, but that's still a crazy concept to me. But when people were coming up, when hip hop was first forming, people, it wasn't as fully, the structure wasn't there where artists really getting on. It wasn't that you weren't focused on getting your masters, and that you're getting worked over, and these nasty 360 deals by these head of these labels, head of these music companies, and they're definitely getting over on the artists what we find out now, the way they were getting over the artists like never before, and it's unfortunate because these are the same artists that kind of built the hip hop industry, music industry, the entertainment industry, what it is today, on the backs of these individuals, and you're constantly being put through work through the struggle. So it's unfortunate here that it got dismissed, but I'm not surprised though, because these they call 360 deals for a reason, and that's how all these heads of music labels, all the industry moguls kind of came up on the backs of the artists. So I'm not surprised by that, but it is unfortunate, but not surprising.
Yeah, I mean, no doubt. I mean, you hear this a ton still to this day. I think of a Big Sean, where he said his rules, they got beats. they owe me M's to them. That shit is like G's, and
Yeah.
they still won't. You know what I mean? Like it's just like it's a grimy business. But you hear somebody like Salt and Pepper; these are legends. You think about
Yeah.
all the music that they've had. Push It has been in so many like movies or maybe a workout film and a workout scene in a sitcom or something. All of
Mm.
those like moments, and it's just like, yo, bruh, you talk about it's a grimy game. Think about United Masters right now with Steve Stout started and people just surely trying to control that. Thinking about Prince. Rest in
Yeah.
peace to the legend Prince. He had to change his name. He went from no name, he went to a symbol because he wanted the rights. And he always hear stories about Prince. And the first thing he talks about to people is like, do you own your masters? Why don't you own your masters? Et cetera, et cetera. Like, oh, will Prince do this song with me? I want to reach out to Prince. Does he own his masters? No. So like it's a big deal, and Prince was like, I think back in the day, I mean, you can look at Prince, he's a little shady, right? But I think all of his things like they had a message. Why won't he might have liked me as an artist. Why won't he work with me because I don't own my masters?
Mm.
What is his deal? It's my masters. What does that mean? I think it was a bigger picture for
Yeah.
people, our color that write this music. You think about even back in the day when you were writing music, the black people perform it. Some of the other races or whatever will get a hold of it and
Mhm.
kind of pop star it and have other people sing it, and it goes pop charts. And yeah, man, ownership is a big deal. I'm a big Nipsey Hussle guy. I mean, when Nipsey like that whole thing happened, I was like, I'm gonna start my own shit. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? That's when Annie Up happened. That was 2019, 18 I think he passed away, or 2019. But then 2019 started Annie Up. See where we are now, Media Marcus and Annie Up. So ownership is big. Owning your masters, but that was very sad to see that. Now, I mean, not to like, they're obviously have good health and are well, but like you put in so much work for 40 plus years and you can't get the rights to your song being in a movie or you don't even know who is it going to.
Yeah.
You're just out of control. Yeah.
Residuals. You're not touching none of that. And people are profiting off your likeness. Oh, speaking of that, I was talking to my cousin today who played for Maryland, played for Howard, and after the NC2A came out, and like I know it's part of the EA Sports and all that kind of stuff. All the players from the past, going back retroactively past like 15, 20 years, all NC2A athletes again, like likeness checks, like of like this full lawsuit is going out, and they're paying out these checks, and they're offering cats like there's tiers because like if you don't play much, you might get like 25K, but if you be on the field, you might get like 196K and going up, but they'll spread out over 10 years. Like you go for all the appeals and courts not to go through, and like in 10 years we'll get you 196K, but we'll give you 40K right now to take and be over with. So and a lot of cats, I got kids right now that need bread right now, that are hungry right now. So my boy, I don't want to name drop, but played at Maryland with Mike, the lineman, and I think they were owed, he owed like 213 from the NC2A, promise over the next 7 years, or like 54K right now. And shout out to him, he took that 54K because you can do that right now.
Right.
So
Wow, it's real,
yeah,
especially in this economy.
yeah. So I mean, it definitely is important to always speak up for yourself. Um, own what you put out there, what you put out into the world, your output. Make sure you own that. Take ownership of that, and speak up for yourself, and make sure you get what's yours. Go after what pays, because people will definitely take your chicken and run away with it and spend your bread on your name. So make sure it's unfortunate it happens to the pioneers, legends of our game, like Salt and Pepper, but like because they built the industry for where it is today, and without even like growing up on them, I know their songs like verbatim.
Yeah.
And the fact that they don't own it, they're not even seeing that the residual for that, they're not even seeing the bread for that. That's nasty.
Right. Somebody's like somebody's kid or grandkid at this point, just some living in Calabasas. Like, yeah, I get this check that goes in, go push it, and it's moved. Malibu's Most Wanted. It's like, bro, what? Like, but also, shout out to that. You actually just reminded me of some. I think somebody might owe me some paper. I gotta get that on Monday, man. I just thought about it. I told myself I was gonna wait till January to bring it up. All right, it's about time. It's a new year. Happy New Year.
Yeah, yeah,
Happy New Year.
it is New Year. Anyone that owes you some bread, hit them up right now and see what they're talking about. If you owe,
Yes.
pay what you owe. That's a
Pay what
message to
you
everyone
owe.
out there. Pay what you owe.
Yeah, man. We need that chicken. So
You need that.
that's it for us, man. We went an hour and 15 minutes. It's on a Friday. I usually don't stream on Fridays, but you hit me today, and I was
Mhm.
like, oh, perfect, because I've been wanting to get back in the Annie Up bag. I'm not perfect. Annie Up, we haven't dropped the episode. It's been a month now, December the 8th, but it's because of, different things, different variables. Well, I'm going to figuring out everything. I've dropped the Media Marcus podcast on Spotify. I dropped yesterday the full version, so you can check out the video and audio. I'm going to drop that here as well and Andy up as well. And yeah, we're gonna be better. We're gonna improve. It's a new year, and I'm feeling great, man. How you feeling, Drew?
I'm feeling
Prop
pretty
God.
good. No, we're not perfect. I've been kind of out of the loop with my damn self. And always tries to when it gets up more of the holidays, take some time off, and make sure you send yourself. But New Year, back to the grind. Can't promise to be perfect, but I can promise to be better than I was yesterday. That's all I can do. I get 100% better than 1% better than yesterday. Shout out to Kobe Bean. So yeah, I'm excited for this new year. I know we got a lot of things in the pipeline for you. I'll probably be. I wanted to definitely want to reach out to you. And I was coming off of a 14-hour flight. It was crazy, but I knew we had NFL playoffs starting tomorrow. So I got 1% out for the people. We have so many great subscribers in our Discord, people that we built a real community in the past couple of years. So I definitely want to get something out there into the ethos for them, get some eyes on some lines, get some insights out there, and definitely make some bread. 2026, I'm excited for all this. We got the pipeline, so yeah, just ready to win. Let's make some bread. So.
Yes, and historically, Annie Up Consulting, all our guys, me, you, Rome, Keith, Mike Curry, we've been profitable on Wild Card Weekend, just like we are Week 1 NFL. So these are kind of like key weeks for us. So let's take advantage. I told you guys I'm on all the home dogs this week, all of them, 72% against the spread. Last 36 instances, I'm on all the home dogs. All right, including my Carolina Panthers. Go Panthers tomorrow. We'll probably take the L, but cover the spread. So I got some shit to talk. All right. All right, man. Shout out to you, Prop God Paris. That is it for us, Media Marcus, January the 9th, 2026. Appreciate you all for listening and tuning in. I'm going to drop this on Spotify, and I'm getting the Apple Music together for Media Markets. But I'll have the Annie up, all good. Spotify, Apple, Amazon, wherever you get your podcast. So, y'all see you guys soon. Appreciate you, Prop God.
All right, gang.
Salute.